Hi everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Kat.
I'm Reese.
And we are talking about two different sports today in one.
One game and one sport.
Let's say that, yeah. Okay.
I guess you could classify chess as a kind of sport of the mind, perhaps.
Yes, I guess so. But what if I were to tell you that I wanted to play a game of chess where if I take your piece, I stand up and punch you in the face?
Well, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
But essentially, that's what this is. Because, okay, not with my bare fist, but with a boxing glove.
Okay.
And you have them too, so it's fair we can box.
So every time I take a move, I hit you back.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, let's give it a go, but let's promise not to use 100% of our power because I don't want to get bruises on my face.
Exactly. Well, so actually this is a real sport though. It's called chess boxing.
Chess boxing, I never thought I would hear those two words together.
It sounds really silly, but it's actually a real thing. And I find this really interesting because you think about boxing takes the body and chess takes the mind.
So this is where the mind meets the mighty.
That's right. That's our title essentially, or the mind meets the mighty. So why don't we go ahead and get into the article and learn a little bit more about how and why people play chess boxing.
Reading. Chess boxing, where the mind meets the mighty. Are you a strong athlete? Are you very smart? Would you like to be able to show off both your sharp mind and mighty body in one amazing event? Then you may want to try chess boxing. How did these opposite worlds come together? The idea of chess boxing was first thought of in 1992 by French comic book artist Enki Bilal. However, the first official match didn't take place until 2003 in Berlin. These days, there are chess boxers throughout the world. How is the game played? The rules are simple. There are 11 rounds, with a 1-minute break between them, and players switch between boxing and chess. The boxing rounds last 3 minutes, and the chess rounds last 4. You win by either knockout or checkmate. If neither of these happens, the chess boxer with the highest number of boxing points at the end is the winner. Tim Woolgar is the founder of the London Chess Boxing Club and the president of the World Chess Boxing Association. He says chess boxers are often independent spirits with the ability to take on a challenge.
So let's dive into the article. It begins by saying, are you a strong athlete? Are you very smart? Well, yeah, I think we're the same.
No and yes.
No and yes, I'll go with that too. Let's talk about the word athlete here, which was used. Athlete is a noun, and an athlete is a person who does sports professionally. To be an athlete, you have to be very good at the sport that you play. And if you do swimming or running or gymnastics, you're an athlete. Here's an example sentence. Athletes spend years training to get ready for the Olympic Games.
Right, and you don't have to be a professional to be an athlete. You could be a high school athlete too.
True.
Or a child athlete. If you play sports for your school team, you are also an athlete. As long as you're doing it a lot and you're usually pretty good at it.
Usually pretty good.
Yeah. So we asked whether you're a good athlete and whether you have a good mind, but we haven't combined them yet. The article says, would you like to be able to show off both your sharp mind and mighty body in one amazing event? Then you may want to try chess boxing. And it's an amazing event, they say. Amazing is this word that we have here. Amazing is something that is, well, it could be very surprising. It could be very enjoyable, very pleasant, very exciting. Basically, something that amazing is very, very good and makes you say, wow, that's really cool. So I think chess boxing sounds pretty amazing. And here's another example of something amazing. The mountain forest was amazing with its huge trees, many animals, and clean rivers. It made me go, wow, it's amazing.
I guess this sport is amazing because it's quite rare that you'll find somebody who is maybe super talented in both a physical field and a mental field.
You're right, yeah. So to have a strong body and a strong mind, that takes a lot of work because you have to work both of them out a lot. And so that means you probably spend most of your time
You're
doing that.
At the gym and like working out with one hand and like moving a chess piece with the other.
Yep. So only box with your left hand and only play chess with your right.
Well, let's learn more about the history of this interesting sport. The article says, how did these opposite worlds come together? The idea of chess boxing was first thought of in 1992, that's the year I was born, by French comic book artist Enki Bilal. Well, before we learn more about this comic book artist, let's take a look at the word opposite. The word opposite is an adjective, and opposite means completely different. If two things are opposite from each other, they are 100% different from each other, not the same in any way. We often talk about words being opposite in meaning. So up is opposite from down, and big is opposite from small, and black is opposite from white. Here's an example sentence. Sam and Charlotte are twins, but their personalities are totally opposite. The article also used the verb phrase to come together. This means to form a group, for two or more things to be in the same place and at the same time. So, for example, all of the family come together at Lunar New Year to celebrate.
Yay! I always think of the Beatles song, Come Together.
Come, yes.
Right now.
And also Come Together Now, Come Together Now.
Oh, that's All Together Now.
You know them better than I do, and I'm British.
The Beatles are very much, almost as much American as they are British.
True, they did spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, but anyway, we're talking about coming together in boxing and chess. So somebody thought of this. It was a comic book artist named Enki Bilal. But to think of something means to come up with it. It doesn't mean you are, coming up to somebody and saying, hey, I have this idea. It means you get the idea yourself. So he got an idea. What if I wrote a comic about boxing and chess together?
So for him, it was probably just like a silly addition to the story.
Yeah,
but some
probably.
people took it seriously.
That's right. Some people really actually wanted to do it. The article says, however, the first official match didn't take place until 2003 in Berlin. That's in Germany. These days, there are chess boxers throughout the world.
Okay, so it's a fairly new sport, only about almost 20 years old.
Yeah. Well, it will be 20 years next year. Yeah. But it was saying that, Enki Bilal came up with the idea in 1992, but it was like 11 years later that the official match took place. So an official match would be a match, like a game, that is permitted or approved by like an organization that has some kind of authority. So saying that, hey, we are the official club for chess boxing. That means that they registered their name, maybe with the government, and they said that we are the ones who know the most about this sport, and so we're going to decide who plays it, how they play it, what the rules are, and we're going to arrange the matches. So an official match would be one that takes place under these rules. Like official soccer, like FIFA is the official World Soccer League, right? Yeah. So official means it's done by somebody with authority. Here's another example. This building is the official place where the soccer team plays all their games. That means it's their home stadium. We also have this grammar point in the sentence where we were saying that not until 2003 did they have any matches. So this not something until is saying that A happened only when B happened, and A didn't happen until B. So until is this word that shows something is one way up to a certain time, then it changes. So the until is the point when it changes. Not until means it was not that way, but then after that time, it changed. So for example, I didn't move to Taiwan until 2015. That means before 2015, I was somewhere else. I moved to Taiwan in 2015, but not before that. And it shows that it wasn't always this way. We want to say like, well, we have this kind of thing that happened, but it wasn't until this time that this happened. Another example, Amy won't talk to you until you say you're sorry. Means after you say you're sorry, she'll talk to you.
The article also used the phrase these days. These days basically just means recently or in modern times, roughly now in comparison to the time that came before.
So like 2003 was when chess boxing started, but these days, which is 2022 and maybe the few years before that, we have chess boxing all over the world. And that's pretty cool. Now, we need to know what a boxer is. We have chess boxing, but if it wasn't clear by us talking about throwing punches, boxing and boxers, who are people who do boxing, are the people who they put on a big, heavy glove and they are in a ring and trying to punch each other. And that's the sport of boxing.
You know, somebody once told me, I'm not sure if this is true, actually boxing with gloves is more dangerous than boxing without gloves.
Really?
Because people don't hold back their strength.
Oh.
Whereas if they have no gloves, they won't hit as hard because they'll break their hand.
But, okay.
There are more deaths in boxing than there are in mixed martial arts, which has no gloves.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
Seems safer, but actually...
I get it, yeah. But I mean, maybe if you were not an experienced boxer and you tried to punch with no glove, you might break your hand.
Yeah.
Man, that's
hand
crazy.
plus face equals pain for both people.
Yep. Ouch.
We also saw the word throughout, which basically means in every part of a place.
Throughout.
This word is a preposition and it means in all of the places or in all of the time. If something happens throughout the world, it happens all over the world. And if something happened throughout the 20th century, it happened all the time in that time period. Here's an example sentence. The huge earthquake could be felt throughout East Asia.
Whew, that must be a big earthquake.
Big one. Oh, I'm constantly afraid of those in Taiwan.
Me too.
Well, back to the article, and it says, how is the game played? Good question. The rules are simple. There are 11 rounds with a 1-minute break between them, and players switch between boxing and chess. Ooh, that sounds pretty difficult. Let's talk about the word player here, which is being used. It's a noun, and a player is a person who plays something, just like a boxer is a person who boxes.
Exactly.
A person who plays a game or a sport can be called a player. If you play video games, you're a player. If you play chess, you're a player. I'm player 1 today.
I'm player 2, I guess.
You can be player 1 if you like.
Ready Player One?
I love that movie.
Ah, yeah. All right, so we're saying that they have 11 minutes and we switch between rounds. But we need to know what switch means. Let's check that out now. To switch, and especially to switch between things or switch to things, is to make a change from one thing to another. So we're talking about rounds of chess and rounds of boxing. That means you have to change from chess to boxing or from boxing to chess. It means you are starting to do something or use something that is different. So if you're saying you switch between things, as you can tell by what I'm doing, it means you go back and forth. You change from A to B to A to B and back to A and back to B again. So switching between means changing a few different times. If you just want to say you're switching one time, you can say I am switching to something. So for an example sentence, you could say, after playing violin for 6 years, Ali switched to cello because she liked its sound more. All right, so we switch between rounds. It's boxing and chess. So it's not like I'm going to make a move and punch you. It's that we make some moves for a few minutes and then we punch for a few minutes. Okay, so the boxing rounds last 3 minutes and the chess rounds last 4. You win by either knockout or checkmate.
Ah, so there are 2 ways to win.
Yes, because there's 2 different kinds of games. So the first one is a knockout, or what you might hear as a KO.
KO!
KO! So a KO is a boxing ending. It's when a boxing match ends because a fighter has been knocked down to the floor by a punch and they can't get up to start fighting again before 10 seconds pass. So like the ref will come in and say 1, 2, 3, up to 10. And if they can't get up before 10 seconds, they are KO'd.
Yeah,
They're
KO,
knocked out.
Knocked out.
And they lose.
You lose the game if you get knocked out. And
Yep.
you might have heard this word in video games as well.
Yeah. Fighting games.
Yeah, get KO'd.
KO. Yeah.
Well, another way to win is to get a checkmate.
The less violent way.
The less violent way. Checkmate is a situation in chess when one player makes a move that guarantees that they will win. So if I move my piece here and say checkmate to cat, that means I've won and she cannot do anything to save herself.
Right. There are moves in chess where the main piece, the king, is in danger, but if he can move out of the way, he's in check. Not checkmate. Checkmate means you can't do anything else and you're stuck.
Yeah, you get KO'd in chess.
Yes, exactly.
Well, back to the article, it says, if neither of these things happens, the chess boxer with the highest number of boxing points at the end is the winner.
That makes sense, because in chess you don't have points, but in boxing you do have points.
I've never quite understood how you get points in boxing. Is it through how many times
How many hits you get in, or how many blocks? I'm not sure. But you definitely do have a way to count the points.
Yeah, so if no one gets checkmate or gets knocked out, they count the points of the boxing game, and then we have a winner.
Winner!
Winner is a nice word. The winner of a game is the person who wins. They
Yay.
succeed. They are not the loser. They are number one.
Yes.
They are the winner.
So now we know basically the rules of chess boxing. You box for a few minutes, you play chess for a few minutes. If you get KO'd, knocked out, you lose. If you get a checkmate, you lose. So here we go. And now we're learning a little bit about how chess boxing is today. Tim Woolgar is the founder of the London Chess Boxing Club and the president of the World Chess Boxing Association. He says chess boxers are often independent spirits with the ability to take on a challenge. This sounds pretty high praise. I mean, if you want a challenge for your mind and your body, I get it. Yeah, chess boxing sounds like a thing that you would like to do.
But it does sound kind of oxymoronic, right? Because if you get punched
like
opposite. If you get punched in the head, that's going to affect your ability to play chess.
Yeah, but I think that's sort of part of the strategy.
Part of the strategy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's a founder?
Well, we saw the word founder. A founder is a person who founds something. We're not talking about finding something that
I found chess boxing.
This is a different word. To found means to create something, usually something like a business, a school, or some kind of institution. So if you're the person that founded it, you are the founder.
Right, so a person who starts a business is the founder of a business, and he's the founder of the Chess Boxing Association, World Chess Boxing Association. An association is one of these things that Reese just said you can found. So it's like an organized group of people who are all coming together because they have the same interests, the same kind of job. Maybe they are all doing the same sort of volunteering, or they have the same beliefs, something like that. So a chess boxing association is basically like a club for chess boxers who want to have matches under an official name.
There we are.
And they're members of it.
We also saw the phrase to take on. It's a verb phrase and it means to accept a challenge, to agree to participate in a game, or to accept somebody's invitation to a competition. Do you want to take me on in a game of chess, Kat?
I would love to.
I think you'll win.
I'll crush you.
I think you'll win.
Bring it on.
I'm not so good at chess, but I will beat you at Super Smash Bros.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, you probably are better at Nintendo games. I'm better at like PC games.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so chess boxing, it sounds really interesting. I think we're going to have a little bit of a discussion on what we like or what our reaction to it is in the For You chat. So that means it's the end of our article. Let's go ahead and take a look at that chat question.
For You chat.
Okay, so the For You chat question, we've discussed this a little bit already, but let's get deeper into it. Kat, do you think you would be a better boxer or chess player? Why?
I 100% think chess player. Maybe not that I would be a better chess player than I would be a boxer, but I don't want to be a boxer because I don't want to get hit in the head.
Sure.
And career boxers, like I think of Muhammad Ali, who he got hit in the head so much that he got Parkinson's disease, which like hurts means that your brain is injured. I don't want my brain to be hurt, so I would rather play chess.
Yeah, boxing is very dangerous, and people actually do die occasionally playing boxing.
Yeah.
Whereas chess, I'm not sure anybody's ever died playing chess.
You can be a 90 or 100-year-old grandma or grandpa, and you can still play chess, and you can still beat anybody if you're that good.
Yes, you can. And I think for people like Kat and I, we're maybe more focused on the mental sports.
Yes.
Using our brains instead of our bodies.
That's why I'm a writer and not a soccer player.
Yeah, neither of us are particularly athletic, I guess, but
I do work out, but you know.
Yeah, I go to the gym occasionally.
Yeah.
Play like, badminton, perhaps.
Yeah.
But boxing's a bit too much for us.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you guys think about this? Would you be a better boxer or chess player? Are you more physical or mental? Or maybe you're both. In which case, you could have a career in chess boxing.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's all we've got on chess boxing. You can check out more of this sport if you search it up online. I'm sure it's really fun to watch.
I kind of want to see some videos.
I really do too. All right, we'll see you next time for English for You. I'm Kat.
I'm Reese.
Bye-bye.
See you then.
Vocabulary Review.
Athlete. Athletes from around the world will be playing sports for their countries at the Olympic Games. Amazing. Kathleen has the amazing ability to learn a new dance in a matter of minutes. Opposite. The two sisters have completely opposite personalities. Alice makes friends easily, but Betty is very shy. Official. The first official modern Olympic Games were held in Athens, Greece in 1896. Throughout. You can find stores like 7-Eleven, High Life, and Family Mart throughout Taiwan. Switch. When Tom is painting, he switches between a small brush and a larger brush to get the best results.
智慧小补帖
Knockout. Checkmate. Association.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net